Thank you, everybody, for joining us here at Willow Biosciences channel. Just want to let you all know what we're going to be doing with this video series. We're going to be going through company updates and industry updates, answering any questions you guys have. So if you have any, don't be shy and please send them over. And we will, of course, be introducing members of the team. So who better to kick us off for video number one than the President and Chief Executive Officer, Willow Biosciences, Dr. Peter Seufer Wasserthal. Peter, how are you doing today?
I'm perfectly fine. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you today.
Yeah, I'm really curious to know more about the company, but before we go that deep, I want to know a bit more about your background, kind of how you wound up where you are today, and what makes you tick as a businessman, entrepreneur, and doctor.
The doctor is not a medical doctor. The doctor is actually, in Austria, it's called the Doctor of Technical Science. But it really started back a while ago, already in synthetic biology. Back then, we used enzymes to make chemicals. And the big thing was we needed to develop the process around the enzyme because we couldn't do anything to the enzyme. We needed to use naturally occurring enzymes, which were not that stable. Mm-hmm. And that, I saw this technology mature and then worked at a company called Codexis for quite some time, where we maximized what you can do to optimize an enzyme. And all of a sudden, we could turn this mantra upside down. We could design the best possible process and know we could design an enzyme to work in this process. And technology has moved on. And today, we're applying similar principles, not just to single enzymes, but to full pathways and to microbes like yeast, our workers at Willow. At Willow, I've been from inception. I've been asked to join the board just before the company was formed in April 2019. I've been chairing the board ever since January 2020. And when my predecessor, Trevor Peters, stepped back and retired from the position of CEO, is still on our board, the board asked me to step in as an interim CEO in July of this year, and then asked me last week to become the permanent president and CEO of Willow.
Interesting. So, you've been watching this kind of technology, though, for a long time. You've watched things grow and change, and then you wound up getting involved with Willow, as you said, at inception. Now you find yourself as the president and chief executive officer. So now in your current role, where you are now, can you kind of explain to me what it is you actually handle on a day-to-day as the president and CEO?
I handle everything that nobody else wants to handle. So that's probably the shortest answer. The most important thing is developing and executing on a strategy. We had an important change in our direction at Willow over the last year or so. We started off as a company to use precision fermentation or synthetic biology to make cannabis products in yeast. And we all know that this market did not develop as quickly and as largely as everybody hoped for when all this was started. So we decided, rather than pursuing that with no market there, to use the platforms, to use the various technologies that we have, to use our ability to scale processes up to the 100 kilogram per batch scale, and apply that to other functional ingredients in the food functional ingredient health and wellness space, and to do that well, to use rigor, to use discipline, which is important with a technology that can be applied to almost anything. You need to select your products carefully. So that's probably some of the things that I'm spending most of my time, having developed ideas, developed the business cases, and then had the team start and showing proof of concept now that we can execute.
Perfect, Peter. Well, listen, thank you for kicking us off with this introduction. I got one more bonus question for you, though, if that's okay. What would you say the number one thing you want to get across to people with these video series is? What's the number one message behind Willow you want people to understand?
Willow is an organization that has learned to deliver. Deliver to us doesn't mean deliver a strain that makes something. Deliver to us means deliver such strain, but deliver also the process and everything else that's needed to, at the end, have a product in a bag, in a drum, with the right documentation that can go out the door and be sold to the market.
Well said. Well, Peter, listen, thank you so much for coming on today and introducing yourself. If anybody has any questions, don't be afraid to reach out. Let us know below. Stay tuned for another video coming soon, going into a deeper dive into Willow Biosciences. For now, Peter, please have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much.